do you plan on moving back to Australia, given that there's all these restrictions on your freedom, which I think, going back to what we just talked about, that was where these frustrations manifested, which I can totally relate to. I remember coming from the US, coming from Croatia and Europe, where it's like I forgot the pandemic existed, and then coming back here and then wearing that goddamn face shield thing.
Apparently it's not.
I've been saying it was a scam from day one. I was like, nowhere else in the world is doing it. No scientists talked about how it has proven to do anything. And I always thought it was a business thing. I always just thought there was some politician out there that got a cool deal and then
happened,
is making a ton of money by making a law to force people to buy these face shields.
So apparently it's abolished now.
It's abolished?
Duterte just announced it.
Damn,
but he said,
dude, yes.
But he said something about 3 C's, I think, enclosed spaces.
Okay.
When you're close to someone and something else. So people are like,
so we should
okay,
be doing
cool.
it, right?
Yeah. Okay, cool. So basically you need to wear it all the time. Doesn't make sense. But yeah, I think a lot of people are frustrated nowadays, and I think everyone's in a different situation wherever you might be in the world. But no, I don't see ourselves, like, because of that, moving to Australia or anything like that. At the end of the day, we work here and we do love the Philippines, so hopefully things do get better.
So you're not going back to Australia?
We'll travel, but Australia is just as bad in terms of the lockdowns, by the way. Even worse.
Yeah, it's not like
they have the
US
tougher
or
ones.
Europe.
Yeah, US and Europe is very specific, so we'll travel, but we'll
By
always come
travel,
back to
you
the
mean you'll
Philippines.
just spend like a few months there?
Correct, yeah.
Why go back?
Vacation. Well, not to Australia specifically. Like, we'll probably do Europe or
No,
something.
dude, you should be totally doing what Selene and Nico are doing, like the
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
digital
yeah.
nomad.
So
Because that's what I want to do.
We're planning to do that, but then they're only there for a month. We're planning to do that at the end of the year for the holidays.
It's a fun way to live.
Yeah.
My sister's doing that. She's lived in a different country or city every month of the entire year.
So it's great. I guess it just depends on your situation, where you are,
True, she doesn't have a baby, so
what your
that
responsibilities, even with work, like what are your responsibilities, and who you work with and how you earn money. So it's different for everyone.
All right, let's talk business. After 11 plus years in the industry, triple OG, content creator, YouTuber, if you guys didn't know that. How do you build now this business outside of YouTube, since you're somewhat separating from it?
I think it's understanding what the value of YouTube was in the beginning and what you were able to create through it, what experiences you've developed with it, and what skill set that was built by building your channel. It's super important because then you know what your value is outside of YouTube. What is it that made you so good at YouTube, and what are those skills and how can they be applied in a real life situation? I mean, just outside of YouTube, right? And so I think to build that business is just understanding, once you understand that, then you can basically defend yourself as a company with certain skills and with certain services to provide to other companies outside of YouTube. My biggest fear with YouTube, and most people who just do that, is what happens if YouTube shuts down tomorrow? I mean, it's not going to happen, but you never know. What happens? What's your plan B? What did you get good at? You know what I mean? So if that happens to me, I know I built a company that could survive that because we do other things. We do things that are complementary to it. YouTube is just one of our publishing platforms. And so in terms of how do we grow, you grow horizontally. So we've grown vertically before in terms of, what are you laughing about?
No, I literally was just going to say that because I get criticized for not keeping everything on one YouTube channel. And, I have like 6 or 7 million followers.
Yeah.
Horizontally, which I just learned that through a comment because I saw someone commenting saying Will likes to grow as following horizontally and not vertically, because I could be like, oh, I have 7 million YouTube followers if everything was compressed, but yeah.
So yeah, you can look at it that way. The way I was alluding to it was more on integration. So with companies in general, you have something called vertical integration and horizontal integration.
Oh, so it's a business term.
Yeah, but
I forgot everything I learned in
applies.
college.
It applies to that as well. So like Starbucks, right?
Yeah.
To be vertically integrated, what do they have to do, right? In terms of the retail, they need to buy the real estate where their Starbucks are. or franchise or develop that side of the retail business. But then if you backward integrate, then what do they have to do? They have to buy roasting plants, they have to buy logistic companies to move the beans, and then eventually they have to own the farms and work with the farmers. And so we've done that. We've fully integrated our systems in terms of how do we get from no video to one video. We can do all of that in-house in terms of whereas for you or for you before and for me before, it was just one person doing all that. Well, now we have the systems in place to integrate those services.
If you liked what you saw and you want to listen to the full episode, then download Spotify and follow us at SuperHuman with Will Dasovich. It's completely free, it's linked below and easy to use.